One, two, three.
Everyone, this is Kyle Galaz with Poor2Pro Car Sales Training Podcast. Become a sales titan. I get to do another one-on-one. It's my favorite thing to do in the world is help salespeople across the U.S., Canada, Australia. It doesn't matter where you guys are from, to become sales titans. And we have to start somewhere. Everyone starts at the beginning. Nobody starts as a sales titan. We have to start as something somewhere, and the earlier you get proper training, the faster your career can change trajectories, change course. It's the fork in the road moment. If you're thinking about training and you take action, then you get to be like the gentleman I'm about to introduce you to, young, ready to get out there and start battling and ready to start making big money. I don't know any salesperson out there that doesn't want to make more money, but more training is what it takes to make more money. So, Daniel, I appreciate you booking the one-on-one. Why don't you tell us about yourself, where you work, maybe some hobbies, and what kind of goals do you have?
Yeah, my name is Daniel Virgen. I'm from Los Angeles, California. I work at Penske, Toyota, and Downey. I'm actually not a sales associate yet. I work in BDC. Been working there for about a year, but I'm gonna start as a sales person in about a week or two. So I just wanted to be a little bit more prepared before I go into it. Um, some of my hobbies, I mean, I like to work out, just find new places to eat, go out with my friends, stuff like that.
Very cool. Yeah, it looks like you're pretty social. I clicked on your Instagram to look at, some of your hobbies, and I saw that picture of you in front of the mirror, just totally shredded.
Yeah.
So if you want gym tips, anyone out there that wants gym tips, make sure you follow Daniel on Instagram. I'll have his link in the bio. And of course, you're going to be part of the podcast also, which is really cool because people can learn from you, Daniel, and we get to watch your career flourish. It's really cool you're doing training before you even hit the sales floor because now you can hit the sales floor, running,
Mhm.
not lagging behind. And I say this a lot about experience. There's guys at your dealership that have been there 10, 15, 20 years, right?
Oh yeah.
And they say, I've been here all this time, I'm experienced. But a lot of those guys, because I could have been one of them, it's so easy to get in the trap, is you learn a year's worth of stuff in the car business, you get fairly good, semi-average, maybe a little bit above, and then you just repeat that your whole career. So when people say I've been in the car business 20 or 30 years, it's not that impressive. The time doesn't matter. It's the true experience, not time. Time and experience are two different things, and you're going to get experience now. So you may come out of this training, a 1 hour training, with more charisma and more knowledge than someone that has been maybe in the car business for 6 months or a year. And you're taking it seriously, and that's what matters. So you have some great topics. I'll go over the four that you sent me. The first one was the steps of the sale and how to approach those steps with example. Okay, I'll be going over stuff that I did, and we can kind of role play.
Mhm.
The other one, I got my notes up here. That's why I'm looking over here. What to do when we don't have the exact model or trim in stock. Doesn't that seem like it's always the case? You have
Yeah.
150 new cars and 150 used cars, and they always want the one that's not there.
Yeah.
I wonder why that is. So we'll talk about that. Number three is common objections, how to justify markups, objections on to not wanting to trade in, objections to not wanting to run credit, what to do when you're stuck at a number for out the door price or monthly payments, and verbiage to use when talking about numbers, asking about payments or down payment. There's a lot there, but really it boils down to one thing. It's asking for the sale and flushing out objections. And when you get these objections, it's what do you do after? Stopping in your when a customer stumps you, they're
Yeah.
in control. When you don't have an answer, they're in control. Okay. And then number four is how to use incentives to sell.
Mhm.
Incentives are awesome. The manufacturers do all this market analysis and all this stuff for your region. They put the exact amount of incentives that they're not losing money, that would entice a customer to come in, and now it's your job to slow them down and say, hey, this is actually a lot of money on this vehicle, and be okay with just the incentives and no discounts. Because yes,
Mhm.
it's one thing to sell a bunch of cars at a Toyota store, it's all volume, but wouldn't it be nice to
Yeah.
sell 15, 20, 25 cars and make five, six, $700 vouchers on each one, not two or $300 minis, you know. So incentives, they're a big thing. So before we get started on the steps of the sale, do you have any questions?
So far, no. Just get started.
All right, Daniel, let's get this going. So step one, so when I got in the car business, the Ford store that actually did some training for me, they had six or seven steps of the sale.
Hmm.
And it was pretty good. And I learned a lot on the six or seven steps. But I wanted to zoom in a little bit more to those steps and see, is there more to the steps of the sale? And what I have found out, and maybe someone can correct me if there's more or if I have too many, but I feel like there's 11 steps to the sale for absolute um, success and not leaving one stone unturned. So I'm gonna hammer through the 11 and then we'll break them down, okay? The first one you know is the meet and greet.
Hmm.
The second one is building rapport. The third one is a needs assessment. The fourth one is a product presentation, you know, a walk around. The fifth one is a demo drive. The sixth one is you work numbers slash close the deal. Seventh is waiting for paperwork and finance to get done, right? You're waiting, you got 10, 15, 20, sometimes an hour if finance is busy. And then you got your Google review. This is a new thing on the used car or not used car, any car sale. The importance of keeping your dealership's Google reviews healthy. That wasn't a thing when I first started in the car business. There was no Google reviews and Yelp and all that. So that's a new thing now because everybody uses Google reviews. Everyone, thousands of people, you look at them at your dealership. Number nine, vehicle delivery, just as important. Number 10, friend your customers on social media. I get mixed feelings about this, and usually the mixed feelings are from people that don't want to further their careers. They think
Hmm.
of the car business as their job, not a career.
Oh, sorry to cut you off. Just a little side note talking about social media. The way I
Yeah.
discovered you was actually you follow my dealership on Instagram and you like liked a picture from there. And then I don't know, I just seen your like and then went on your page, started seeing your clips, then went to your podcast, and I just seen like you just seem like a genuine dude and you're just giving out knowledge. So I was like, damn, like this seems like pretty legit. Like, and I watched a little bit more of your podcast and that's how I discovered you.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, there's an example of how it works right there. There's an
Yeah.
example. There's a thing that I noticed that social media people do, and they don't want to follow a bunch of people. They have this
Mhm.
ego that they want to do
Yeah.
one follower and have everyone follow, you know, that person, me, let's say, if I'm the influencer. I follow one person, and because I want to look good. I want to look good. I want to have thousands of followers, but only follow a few. So I look like I'm the popular one. But
Hmm.
that's not how real people operate, you know? If
Yeah.
you want to get in the nitty-gritty, start following car salespeople, start following dealerships, start following customers, start following and get in the nitty-gritty of social media. Get dirty, get your hands dirty. And yeah, I follow 4,600 accounts and I only have 1,600 followers. I don't care about that ratio because I'm not in it for the ego. I'm in it to help people. And obviously, me doing that has helped. You know, here's an example. So uh,
Hmm.
that's why I put a friend on social media in the list of steps of the sale because here's a perfect example of how it can work. And then number 11 is forever follow-up. Did we just sell that car and forget about that customer and hope we did a good enough job on that first car deal for them to come back and ask for us? Hope is not a good thing to bank your check on, right?
Hmm.
Actions,
Yeah.
actions.
Yeah.
Um, Joe Verdi, an old car sales trainer, has the Joe Verdi Hope system. I hope to sell a car today. Hope is not going to sell you cars. Actions sell you cars. You got to get going. So let's start at the meet and greet. So a warm meet and greet, a powerful meet and greet is always what you need to do. Now, I don't know if you've heard me say this on the podcast, but it is an awkward feeling for a salesperson to say, "Hi, my name is Daniel. Welcome to my dealership. You know, da 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 da. Thank you for coming in." And you are, oh, Mike, nice to meet you. And who's this? Oh, this is Samantha. And who's the little ones? Okay, da 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 da. It's an awkward feeling going through that
Yeah.
motion. But
Yeah.
But take yourself out of that and put yourself in the customer's shoes. You walked in, you're a little bit nervous. You know, car salespeople are always out to get you. You know, you never visited this dealership, and someone walking up, a young man that's dressed nice walks up with a nice smile and says, "Hey, welcome to our dealership. My name is Daniel. Are you here to see anybody?" Oh, and you go through that nice warm meet and greet. You lower their guards immediately. You're the professional. You're the one who cares that they're there. You're thanking them for coming in. It's a great feeling for a customer to get that warm meet and greet. I don't know. Do you ever walk into Best Buy?
Yeah.
Okay. Best Buy back in the day, when they first started out, you could walk in there and you get warm meet and greets and how can I help you? And boom, 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 and all this. And now you walk into a Best Buy and it's like, is there anybody to help me? You got to go track people down. And when you do find the guy, you pray that he knows what he's talking about when you're trying to buy your drone or your GoPro or your whatever, right? So think about that when you do your meet and greet. It has to be warm, welcoming, thank you. Um, and my name is, have you shopped here before? What brings you in? Are you talking with somebody already? You can piece it together. It's not just this long interview you know, you still want to say, "Hey, thank you guys for coming in," and you let them, answer. "Oh yeah, no problem. What brings you in today? My name is Daniel." "Oh, yeah, nothing. Da, da, da. And your name?" You still want to have
Mhm.
a natural conversation with them, but don't worry about feeling awkward. If you feel awkward, you're doing it right. If you got the butterflies in your stomach, oh, I don't want to do what Kyle said. He's just a car sales trainer. He doesn't know what he's talking about, whatever. But I know you don't think that. But um, if you do a good meet and greet and you say all those things and you have that gut feeling of I feel like an idiot, you're doing it right. So get out of that comfort zone and really meet and greet these people. Thank them for coming in and really investigate. Why are you here? Oh, we're here for service. Oh, let me show you where that's at. Do you have an appointment with one of our service advisors or are you just walking in? Oh, yeah, no problem. Well, here's our, and you turn them over. Or hey, what brings you in? Oh, we found this vehicle online. Oh, really? You got a stock number and everything. Okay, man, your job's halfway done, or mostly done.
Mhm.
Are you working with anybody? Because I don't want to step on anyone's toes. You want to source the customer. Oh, we were working with Johnny. Oh, Johnny. Hey, Johnny, your customer's here. I just met your customers. This is Bill and Michelle, and this is Johnny. What a great turnover for that that
Mhm.
customer.
Yeah, I remember when I started in BDC, it was even awkward like greeting people over the phone. But you just get used to it just by
Mhm.
practicing over and over again.
Yep, practice makes perfect, and you got it. The comfort zone, nothing grows in it. Nothing grows in a comfort zone. If you plant an apple tree and you have it in a pot this big, let's say your pot is that big, right? Small little pot, and you grow it a little apple seed and you see a little sprout. Can you leave it in that pot and hope for giant apples?
You know.
No. It's the roots are going to hit and it's going to stop growing. Well, this pot is your comfort zone, Daniel. Okay. If you want to grow out of it and you want to start getting those big fruits, big commissions, B-backs, referrals, recognition, promotions, you have to expand that comfort zone to the earth's soil. You got to plant that tree, your tree in actual dirt on the ground and let that thing flourish. Because small little seed, which you are right now, you're just getting in car sales, can flourish into something huge. But you have to get out of the pot, which is the comfort zone. Okay. Anything else on the meet and greet?
Um, no, that's it.
Just keep it warm, keep it
Mhm.
happy, and be excited for them. Thank you for coming in. The more excited you are, the more excited they are.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like have to practice it on my own just to not like
Yeah.
sound robotic.
I mean, just the fact that I'm saying it right now, I am getting practice.
Mhm.
So when we're done here, or how about let's do this? Let's do an example. Why don't you meet and greet me? I just walked in the showroom. You're going to introduce yourself, Daniel. Thank you for coming into it. Say your store's name
Mhm.
and ask what our names are. I'll have my wife and kid with me. And don't worry if you mess up. You're getting put on the spot.
Okay, no worries. All
I'm
right.
walking in.
Hey, my name is Daniel. Working with Penske Toyota. How can I help you guys?
Oh, I'm looking for this vehicle. Okay, pause. Time out.
Mhm.
Um, you can say exactly how you do it. Make sure you get their names.
Oh yeah,
and really thank them for coming in.
yeah. Hmm.
Not just a generic thank you for coming in, Penske, da 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 da. Let me hear the genuine Daniel. Something that you would say to your if you haven't seen Graham in a while. Give me that meet and greet.
Okay, all right, let's go. All right, let's try it again. Hey, my name's Daniel. And you are?
Oh, my name's Kyle.
Oh, thank you for coming to Penske Toyota. How can I help you guys today?
Oh yeah. And this is my wife,
Oh,
Michelle.
nice to meet you as well.
So remember, you got to address the party. Remember that. Because my wife's real name is Candle. So she may be the person that's the deciding factor because this car's for her. So when
Mhm.
we're meeting and greeting everybody, you never know who the buyer is. You never know who the decision maker is just because he's the biggest guy. The husband's the tall guy or whatever it is. That may be your first handshake, but you got to go on. So the genuine work on that after the podcast episode before you go to bed, work on it. Hey, my name is Daniel. Thank you for coming into Penske Toyota. How can I help you? And you are? Oh yeah. Oh, Mike, nice to meet you, Mike. And who's this? Samantha, and who's the little one here in the car's
Mhm.
stroller? Oh, that's Billy. Hey, what's up, Billy? Oh, he bites. Woo. you know. But you're just getting a warm welcome and practice it and practice it and
Yeah,
practice it and practice it until your meet and greet is complete. You play video games ever?
yeah, yeah, I do.
You ever play a video game that's hard and you can pass the first level so easy, but the second level a little bit more difficult, third level
Mhm.
a little more difficult because you don't play those levels as much because the first one was the one you played the most?
Mhm.
Like that's what a meet and greet is. Get really good at the meet and greet and then move on to that second level, which is building rapport. So we'll move into building rapport. Building rapport is finding out stuff about your customers without sounding like a Detective Daniel at the LAPD, right? You building rapport
Yeah.
is less about you, more about them. You need to find out about them because through this investigation and building rapport, you're going to find out their hot buttons. You're going to find out what they didn't like about their last car. When you bought your last car, was there anything that you thought, shoot, I should have got this? Was there any of those moments, halfway in owning your car, a month after you bought it? Yeah, I wish I would have got a moonroof. Okay, now you can start feeding off of what he's saying about his old car. Yeah, I got a rear wheel drive truck, and man, there was a couple construction sites that I'm in LA. I don't necessarily need four-wheel drive because, it's dry all the time. Um, but shoot, I could have used them on a couple construction sites. Okay, so are you looking for four-wheel drive no matter what this time? Yeah, four-wheel drive. I wouldn't know that unless I asked questions about was there anything on your last vehicle that you wish you had? Moonroof, Bluetooth, Apple CarPlay. Is there something, even if you throw some things out, it might spark their, oh yeah, shoot, I did wish I had leather, or I got heated seats, but I wanted cooled seats, and I thought it had and it didn't. So building rapport is finding out through questions what they're looking for. The more questions you ask, the better you can help your customer. And there's been moments when you're a salesman, you'll have this little thing called intuition where you start detecting that your customer is getting a little irritated with how many questions you're asking. And when you detect that, Daniel, you say, hey, the only reason why I'm asking a lot of questions is because I want to make sure I sell you the exact perfect vehicle. And a lot of salespeople just assume, okay, this truck will do it. This truck will do the job. And then the customer leaves like you did on your last vehicle and you wish you had these things. So the only reason I'm asking a lot of questions, not to annoy you, but I want to make sure I don't make any mistakes when you're buying your vehicle. That means a lot to a customer when you explain it. And you can
Mhm.
preemptive that. If you ask a couple questions and you don't see that he's like, oh my God, this guy asks a lot of questions. You could say, hey, I'm going to ask some questions, but I want to make sure I get you the perfect vehicle. And I don't want to be that sales guy that doesn't ask the questions and sells you the wrong car. So, some techniques in building rapport. One of them is when they come in their trade in, what are some things on a trade in that you could look at or their vehicle they pulled in, whether they traded or not, that could possibly build some rapport, a friendship?
Maybe they got like custom features on it.
Mm-hmm. What are some custom features or some things that you could look at on a vehicle and be like, oh, I know how to talk to this guy now?
And like the rims.
Rims, okay. Those are beautiful aftermarket
Mhm.
rims. What shop did you get them at?
Yeah.
I got them from da 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 da. Oh, I know a guy that works there. There's a perfect way. What else on their trade-in or their
What's it
vehicle
called?
they
Like
pulled
the
in?
roof rack?
Yep, roof rack. Yeah, if they have a roof rack, you could say, hey, do you do? I mean, if they have a roof rack and they have a basket on it, the Thule
Mhm.
basket or something, you can assume that whether they go on adventures or not, because they work a lot, maybe they don't have
Mhm.
time. They're an adventure type of person, and you compliment their roof rack. That's a good looking rack. Well, no, don't say it that way if their wife is with them.
Yeah, no.
You're like, oh, I got punched.
Yeah, that would be bad.
But you can compliment their rims, even if you don't think they're that pretty of rim or their roof rack. You don't have a whole lot of interest in it, but you say it's a good looking roof rack. Is that Thule? You see it says it, but you're kind of doing this. Oh yeah, it's Thule. You go on your family adventures or solo hikes or something. There's another way to build rapport. What else could you see on their vehicle they pulled in?
Hmm.
Don't think customize vehicle features. Think about things people put on their vehicles.
Like if they just have a sticker on it?
Yeah. Let's say it had I use this example a lot because I was into dirt biking for a long time, is the Fox sticker. You know that little Fox logo?
Yeah.
If they have that, they're probably a dirt biker, a mountain biker, or BMX. So you look for sports teams, you look for any kind of sticker that you could possibly build a relationship off of. And that's where real world knowledge comes into play. Don't just be a hermit in your room. Know what these stickers are and actually talk
Mhm.
to people about, hey, what's that sticker mean on the back of your car? Oh, Vortex. Oh, that's a hunting, binoculars to when I go hunting, I got a scout. Oh, that's cool. So you're a hunter. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Or a surfboard. Oh, do you surf? No, it's a coffee shop. This is their logo. Oh man, I love coffee. I mean, there's a lot of ways to do it,
Mhm.
but I used to use their vehicle they pulled up in as an example. Now, if their vehicle was real vanilla, not a whole lot to it, then I would look at what they're wearing. Man, those are nice glasses. What brand are those? Oh, these are Oakley's. Oh, shoot, those are nice. And you build rapport that way through compliments, but not over
Just things,
complimenting.
just
Yeah.
things you see on them or like the vehicle they came in.
Yeah, because we gotta crack the code, right? This Rubik's Cube of a customer, we gotta crack it. And the way you crack it is by getting them to talk about themselves. Remember, we have one of these and two of these. They don't want to hear about Daniel's life. Trust me.
Yeah.
No matter how interesting you might be, they want to talk about themselves. They want to tell you where they work, and you gotta be an investigator in a very discreet way, not sounding like a detective. You
Mhm.
just investigating what they came in, things like that. Now, another way to build rapport is through that needs assessment. So, number one is by itself, meet and greet. Number two and three, build a rapport needs assessment, are something that I like to combine. Because if you're just talking about friendly things, their stickers and this and the dirt bikes and hunting and whatever, but you're never actually furthering the deal, you're going to waste their time and they're going to say, I got to go. So what I like to do is build rapport while doing the needs assessment. So two and three kind of combine. So you talk about, oh, you got a nice roof rack there. You go on adventures. Does that mean you're looking for a vehicle that, has a all-wheel drive? When you go on these adventures, are you going like off the path, or you kind of stay on, oh no, I go off road. Okay, so does all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive, does the vehicle have to have it? So you see how we combined that,
Mhm. Yeah.
building rapport off their adventures and figuring out that's their next vehicle they need. Roof rack, tow package. Hey, I see your tow package looks like it gets used a lot. Are you looking for something now that pulls a bigger trailer than you have? Oh no, it's not a trailer, it's just a little toy hauler like a camper thing. Oh, where do you guys camp at? Okay, so you're
Yeah.
combining two and three. So building rapport is making a friend through investigations, and then number three is that needs assessment. What are they going to use the vehicle for while I'm building a friend? Needs assessment. Are you using it for personal or business? I got to ask these things because you may be looking for tax, breaks at the end of the year. Or you may need to have a 450 instead of a 350. You sell Toyota, so yours might be you need to have a vehicle that's over 6,000 pounds for tax write-off or 7,000, whatever that number is. Oh, I was looking for a Sequoia or a Highlander. I don't know which one to do, but I'm pulling an 8,000 pound trailer. Which vehicle does he need?
Probably the Sequoia,
Yeah, why?
because of the weight.
Yeah, pulling capacity. You don't
Yeah.
want to overload a Highlander. It's not going to be able to do it. So you got to ask questions while you're building a friend. Now, number four is the walk around. Was my strongest selling skill when I was on the floor was the walk around because I knew if I could give them a killer walk around after I figured out what they needed, then I could customize my walk around to exactly what they told me they want. I'm not going to do a walk around on a Sequoia and talk about the towing capacities for a lady that has four kids. It's a soccer mom. She could care less about the towing capacity. What she cares about is there charging points in the back? Is it easy to clean? If something falls in between the seat, like a cell phone, can I reach through, grab it? Do the seats fold down flat? I can guarantee you that the soccer mom is not asking about horsepower and torque. Or how many speeds is the transmission? Or is it twin turbo or single turbo? They may ask, but that's a very rare one. They may ask because they thought they were supposed to ask. You still want the knowledge of all that. You better know your product. But through that building rapport and needs assessment, we need to find out exactly their hot buttons, what they need to buy this vehicle, what the vehicle needs to be equipped with for them to say yes. That way, when I do the walk around, I can talk about that. It has heated and cooled seats. It has leather. The third and second row fold flat. So if you do have larger items, you can put them in. But when you need your buddies and their friends and their soccer gear, you can fold them all up. It has captain's chairs, so you're not climbing over seats and ruining stuff and getting footprints on the headliner because we all know kids will jump over there and their feet will hit. Everything that I think soccer mom's going to need, that is what I'm going to talk about. Only through asking and making sure that's what I need to be talking about. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, now the Tundra guy that's going to put a ladder rack, does he care about how kids are going to get into the second row?
No.
No, he's going to open the door, throw the kids in. I got work to do, kids. So with the ladder rack guy, you're going to talk about, hey, here's the thing about the Tundra that the competition is going to struggle with is when you put the ladder rack on it and you start loading your vehicle up, your Tundra is not going to be squatting right on the tire and you're going to be riding like this, an unintentional low rider because you have a roof rack or a ladder rack and your ladders and some equipment. The Tundra is built so capable. Now, if you think you're going to put a welding machine and all this stuff on a Tacoma, I don't think that's going to happen. That's where that needs assessment comes in. What do you use your truck for? Personal or business? I use it for business. Oh, okay. Now, do you install anything on your truck or is you just leave it like this? No, I put a ladder rack, I put this, I put that. Okay. Now we're getting to the nitty gritty. You might need to go with the max tow package or whatever they call it on the Toyota side because you sounds like you're going to load it up and then pull your trailer behind it. Yeah,
Mhm.
I am. Okay, right? So you're doing
Yeah.
needs assessments and then when you do that walk around, you can be impressive in the walk around and talk about features that they're going to actually use. Another thing that you want to talk about in walk arounds is, and I say this a lot in my podcast, is stuff they can't Google. How does it feel when you drive it? How is the road noise when you're in the road on at 30, 50, 60, 70 miles an hour? When you're driving it, Mr. Customer, I want you to really intentionally listen to the road noise versus the competition you may have driven. Ours is quieter. Ours has more insulation. I also want you to look at while you're on the test drive is the mirrors. Toyota really designs their vehicles to minimize blind spots. Yes, we rely on technologies, front sensors, back sensors, all kinds of cameras, but whatever happened to the good old-fashioned mirror, right? People are so worried about this technology. What if it goes out? So when we're on the freeway, I'm going to have you, cross lanes, put your blinker on, do the normal thing, change lanes, but I want you to look at those mirrors and tell me what you think of how big they are in that little blind spot mirror. Give me an idea of what you think. So you're amping the guy up during the product presentation to go on the demo. Okay?
Okay.
You're already assuming the demo so you don't have to ask for it. The worst thing to do is get done with your beautiful walk around and say, "Would you like to drive it?" No, I'm short on time. They're always short on time. If
Hmm.
you ask silly questions, you get silly answers. Or You do a beautiful walk around. They're already sitting down in the seat. Hey, I want you to sit in the seat, turn the vehicle on, and I want you to roll the windows up. And I'm going to say your name outside the glass a little bit. Tell me if you hear me. This is when they do that thicker glass, you're going to start hearing less things on the outside. Well, guess what? You got them to turn the vehicle on. They're in it. They're rolled up. He feels comfortable or she feels comfortable. You're outside. The vehicle's on. Okay, now roll the window down. What'd you think? Pretty quiet, huh? Yeah, it is quiet. Oh, I forgot. Let me get your driver's license. I'm gonna go get my dealer plate. We'll go for a drive because I want to ask you those questions about the road noise, the mirrors, the capability I was telling you about in the walk around. Oh yeah, yeah, here it is. You didn't ask for the test drive. He's excited to go on the test drive.
Mhm.
So remember this, Daniel, when you're doing the steps of the sale, you need to be one step ahead. In my meet and greet, I need to start building rapport, right? So when I did that little kid thing in the bassinet or the stroller, oh, he bites. This is going to be a feisty one. I'm already starting to
Mhm.
build rapport. I'm building
Mhm.
a friend. Oh, Daniel's funny or Daniel's whatever, creative, right? So meet and greet. How you guys doing? Blah blah blah. Oh, and who's this? Oh, he bites. Oh, shoot, it looks like whatever you got to say. Or you're looking at their vehicle and say, oh, do you dirt bike? You got a Fox ticker. So through that meet and greet, you're already looking at stuff and you're already way ahead and you're building rapport already, sliding right into that needs assessment and they're going to be more open to you because you're so approachable, you're so warm, welcoming. Before we get started, would you like to use the restrooms? Oh no, we just came from the house. Okay, just want to make sure. If you do, they're right around the corner. Give them that $1 million experience, Daniel, okay?
Or
Now,
like also during the walk around, like you could get them in the vehicle and have your phone connected, and then like ask them what song they like to test out the speakers. You do stuff
yes.
like that too.
Yes, but now you're not going to ask about the speakers unless you have a person that says in their thing,
Yeah.
I saw it online, make sure it has the JBL. Okay, that's the guy that you want to pair his phone.
Mhm.
Not the guy that comes in and he's covered in paint. I need a work
Yeah.
truck. Well, let's pair up your phone. He doesn't care about that. He's got to get to work. He's got to paint a house.
Mhm.
So that's where that needs assessment slash building report comes in. Because if you ask the right questions, like in your last vehicle, was there something you were missing? Oh man, I didn't get the upgraded sound system. I should have got the one with the sub and all this. And I like, oh, okay, that's the guy you're going to show off the sound system. That's the guy you're going to talk about Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and pair his phone and get them in it. Now, how I would get customers in the seat, if they were a little bit, if I detected they were reluctant customers, that they were going to be a little bit tougher and I had to put my sales shoes on, then I would have to sell them into that seat. If they were an easy customer, like, oh yeah, if you can get my payment to 500 and da 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 da, and I got good credit, I got 10,000 down, you don't necessarily have to sell them into that driver's seat. They're excited already. They already know the product. They know the dealership. Just get them approved and they're good. They got 10 grand down. They got good credit. But the guy that's already reluctant from, my meet and greet, he wasn't as receptive to my meet and greet. He's kind of closed on his cards. He doesn't want to tell me a whole lot about dirt biking or whatever. That's the guy you got to sell into the seat. And the way I would do that would be, hey, so they just redesigned the Tundra or they just redesigned the Tacoma. And one of the things they did is they really listened to the customers' wants and needs about the seats. They wanted feedback from the customers and they listened and said, okay, we're going to design you a better seat. So after we do the whole thing, I'm going to show you the car. I want you to sit in it. I'm going to shut the door and I want you to just take a moment and think, okay, could I drive this car for 6 hours to out of state? Right? You're not asking them to get in the seat. You're asking their opinion about the seat, and you're telling them that Toyota has done some redesigns, and I want your opinion of it. They're going to sit down like that, and that's a real salesman, man. You sold them into the seat, and
Mhm.
then you tell them, hey, oh, I forgot. Go and start it. Only if this is the reluctant customer. Go ahead and start it. I want to show you how they change the insulation of the vehicle so it's quieter on the outside. I'm going to start low. Hello, 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 hello. I'm going to get louder. Tell me when you can hear me. And you sell it up. You start real low. Hello, hello, hello. And they're going to be like, oh man, it's quiet. But you've been whispering the whole time.
That's a good one.
And then you finally get, hello. Yeah, I heard that. Dude, I had to yell. This is what I'm talking about. And we're on the test drive. I want you to really listen to the road noise. When when you cross over the lane and you hit those little reflectors, dun, 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 listen to that. And that's how you get the tricky guy on the test drive by being a master at selling every little thing. Okay. The 11 steps of the sale is a big one. So now when you're on the test drive, I used to tell my customers, hey, I'm going to sit in the back seat. You guys enjoy it up front. I'm just going to stay quiet. If you guys have a question on a button or something like that, I'm here. I'm your resource. But I want you to really experience like you just bought it and you're driving home. Okay? I'm planting seeds that they're buying the car. But I'm not presenting it like I'm trying to sell them the car. What I'm saying is, I'm just going to stay in the back. I'm going to zip it up. I want you to enjoy the vehicle like you just bought it with no one talking. You guys can talk, of course. But if you have a question on a button, because there's a lot, I'm right here. And I just sat in the back and enjoyed the test drive. And they would break the awkward silence. Hey Kyle, what's this button? Oh, that's the power button for the radio. They want to break the awkward silence because they're out of their comfort zone. And when they're out of their comfort zone, they make silly decisions, and silly decisions make us sales. I'm not saying they're making a silly decision by buying the car, but they're not going to go home and want to think about it for 2 weeks straight. You're going to convince them that this is the best vehicle right now. Okay? All right. We got to get through these. Number 6, working numbers slash closing the deal. When you get back from the demo drive, don't say, let's go in and work numbers. Would you like to see numbers? Say, hey, before you guys cut out of here, let me get you the rest of the information. That way you can have all the information whether you want to buy it or not. Okay, I'm not asking you to buy it. Let me just get you the rest of the information. Oh, okay. They don't know what that is. You sit them down, you start getting the numbers together, right? But if you say it after the test drive and there's that awkward silence, of like, okay, well, what now? They know the next step is they got to buy it or put up or shut up. And a lot of times is, oh, I got to get going because they're scared to go inside. So you need to strike them first and say, hey, before you guys take off, because you know they want to leave at that point, unless, of course, they're saying all the right things. Let's go inside. I'll get you the rest of the information so you can truly make an educated decision whether you want to buy it or not. Don't worry, I'm not asking you to buy it, but let me do my job and get you the rest of the information. Boom, they come right in. Now, closing the deal could be a whole hour on itself, Daniel.
Mhm.
Closing the deal starts with confidence and believing in your dealership and trusting your manager's structure, the paper. If you show one little chink in your armor on that structure, then they're going to ask for bigger discounts because if you don't even believe that pencil, they're not going to believe it. So when you come back, you got to be gung ho. Hey, I got a great deal for you. And you go through the numbers line by line. Don't try to skip over anything. Transparency is the biggest thing nowadays with customers. Customers want transparency. Okay. I know I'm rapid firing this, but we got to get through it. So go line by line. Here's the vehicle price. Here's all the incentives. Here's the documentation fee that no one likes to pay. Beat them to the punch. Here's Uncle Sam's cut, the good old tax. I wish I got a cut of that. Holy moly. He's not even here trying to earn your business. And that's 6 grand. And then here's your out the door. Now, this is what we would finance unless you want to put money down. And so pause. Have you watched my episode, The KG Close?
I actually did. Yes, sir.
Okay. So once you go through those numbers,
Mhm.
this is where I want you to just go into the closed deal by watching that episode again, because you'll know where I just left off. Go through all the numbers, flip it over. If you want to put money down, here's your payments, et cetera, et cetera. But the key there is to get right into credit, which is part of your third question here, which we'll get to. So I'm still rapid firing, okay? Now let's say you close the deal and now you're doing the paperwork, getting the credit app, and you hand it off to finance or whatever process you have. Is there a wait time between them saying yes and them going to finance?
Yeah.
It's usually it's usually too long, from from my experience. Yeah, we'll take the car. All right, you're all approved. Let me get all your paperwork done. Here you go, Mr. Finance Manager. Usually they don't take them right there. They got to load it up, do all the documentation, and then they pull them in. That is the time you ask for that Google review. Man, I hope you guys had a great experience with me here. You're about to go into the finance department, but could I ask a favor? Well, yeah, what's up, Daniel? Could you guys go on our dealership Google and leave a 5-star review for me? You don't got to rate the dealership, just rate me on there. So two things happen here. What do you think the two things are? At least one of them.
Oh, wait, go back. Oh,
Hmm? When they leave a Google review, what good can come of a Google review?
well, they could leave a bad review.
You think they're going to leave a bad review with you right in front of them?
No, actually, no, they probably wouldn't.
So you're waiting for finance. You ask them, hey, I hope I've done a good job for you. I hope you guys enjoy the
Mhm.
experience with me. Can I ask a favor? Could we jump on your phones and go to Google and type in our dealership name and you leave me a five-star review? It's going to say the dealership, but can I ask you to do that? And they're going to say yes. Some people say I don't have Google, whatever, whatever. But when they click that five-star review, the dealership health, do you plan on staying there for a while?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, the dealership's health goes up one tiny click, just one click, the health of the dealership, because you got one more five-star review. A healthier dealership, does that pay more to their salespeople or less?
More,
A healthier dealership, does that get more customers in the showroom or less?
more,
Right? So the healthier your sales team can get with getting Google reviews, the more walk-in traffic you get. And if they specifically leave a Google review and type in your name, oh yeah, yeah, Daniel was great. Make sure you see Daniel. Save. You'll start getting referrals from Google without you having to do anything. We're here to see Daniel. His name keeps coming up on the Google reviews. I want to talk to Daniel. Oh yeah, yeah, here he is. So you'll get customers from it, and the dealership health goes up one notch at a time. Okay. We won't harp on Google reviews too much. Number nine is vehicle delivery. Do you guys have a process on vehicle deliveries?
Um, as far as I know, I'm actually not sure how that goes.
Okay. So when you sell a new Toyota or a new Ford or a new whatever brand, you have to do a delivery. And the delivery is making sure after they sign the car's clean, it's got the
Mhm.
floor mats, it has the owner's manual, you pair up their phones,
Mhm.
because the customer is going to get a survey in the mail or an email saying, how did the dealership do? It's not going to say Daniel, it's going to say the dealership. Did the dealership use a tablet or phone on their delivery? Did the dealership give you a full tank of gas? Was your vehicle clean? Da 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 da. So you got to make sure you do a proper delivery, and you'll probably learn that once you start selling. Your dealership probably has a process, a delivery area. Make sure it's cleaned, filled up, etc. Okay. Um, Now we'll go through the last two and then we'll move on because we got to keep going. Number 10, friend on social media. Friend them on Facebook. We kind of started the pod or this episode like that. How important it is for you as a salesperson. Well, I reap the benefits of me being on social media by you hiring me. You're reaping the benefits of getting an additional training. Now, when you start doing your social media stuff, you're going to reap the benefits of customers coming in and asking for you and making a name for yourself in your community and at the dealership. So make sure you sell a car. Are you guys on Facebook or Instagram or something? Yeah, we are. We're on Facebook. You mind if I send you a friend request? Yeah, no problem. Boom. And now when they post something, like you saw, I liked your dealership's post, you're going to see their post and you're going to like it. Oh, happy birthday or whatever it is. And now you're in their forefront. Every time they make a post, your name pops up. Who are they going to give the first chance to buy another car if you're in their face every time they make a post?
To me.
Yeah, you're their friendly buddy. You're not calling them all the time. How's the car? Would you like to buy another one? No, you're leaving happy birthdays and all that looks cool. Hey, great job on that project. Oh, enjoy your vacation. Looks like you had fun. You're that guy that connects them to another car because you're always there. So when you do social media, that goes right into forever follow up. Okay, you follow up with these customers religiously through Facebook, making phone calls and asking how their car's doing, and you sprinkle in every once in a while. Um, is your car doing okay? Do you have any family members or friends that need a car? You got that one buddy that their car's about to explode, right? You got
Mhm.
anybody that needs a vehicle, I'd be more than happy to help them. But you can't do that every time you contact them. You have to sprinkle in the fun stuff. Okay. So follow up goes fun, 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 maybe another fun, ask for a referral. Fun, 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 fun. Ask for another sale from them. You can't just constantly bombard them with, do you want to buy a car? Do you want to buy a car? Okay.
Mhm.
Do you have any questions on the 11 steps?
I'm kind of confused where um when you would run their credit, because I've seen that as an objection, sometimes they don't want to run their credit.
Yep. We're going to get to that here shortly.
Oh yeah, that was one of the
So,
questions I.
yep, that's one of them. So the 11 steps, we just need to make sure we have a breakdown of them.
Yeah,
So your second question was what to do when we don't have the exact model or trim in stock. So check this out.
hear that one.
Customers will go to Toyota.com and build something. Okay. And they always build the impossible vehicle to find on your lot. They click this, but they don't click that. They click this button that you can only get, if you do this. They build the impossible. Not every customer goes to the Toyota website, but a lot do, and they go and build it, well, they're clicking stuff that, parts has to install after the vehicle comes in that your dealership doesn't normally order. They always build something weird and then they come in and ask, "Do you have this in stock? Does it have this, this, and this?" Well, no, it doesn't. Because they're in their mind, they don't even know that you can't get certain packages together because they've clicked so many things or they've looked at so many different Toyota dealerships. They saw one at your lot, they saw one at his lot, saw one here, and they think you can get brown leather on a basic Tundra, but you can get the long bed in the crew cab. But they looked at a double cab, right? They've confused themselves. So when they come into your lot, they're asking for something that is either you don't have or doesn't even exist because they've looked at so many things. That's where questions come in, okay? So there's a couple ways to deal with it. When they say, "Hey, do you have this, this, and this in stock?" Man, what vehicle do you sell the most, do you think, at your dealership?
Tacomas.
Tacomas, okay.
Yeah,
So let's say they come in with a Tacoma, looking for something you don't have it in stock. How many Tacomas do you think you have, Daniel?
right now probably like 10.
10? Okay. So out of those 10, there's probably one that would work. Customers will bend a little bit.
Mhm.
We take it as I'm looking for this, this, and this as they're rigid. They're not going to bend at all. So the average salesperson says, "No, but we could build one." They don't want to build one. They need one now. "Oh, I could probably dealer locate one." No, you can't because the truck he's asking for may not even exist. He wants an extended cab with a short box. There's so many things. So you say, "You know what? That's a great question, Mr. Customer. I might have that in stock. Let's go take a look at my Tacoma inventory and see if it's there." You may know that vehicle is not in stock, and you may know that you can't even get that vehicle. But we're not going to be the ones that hold up our customers from shopping. They came to the dealership to look at stuff. So let's get them excited and pumped up. "That's a beautiful truck you're looking for. You want this, this, and this, and this?" "Yeah, you got a little notepad?" "Well, shoot, I got 10 Tacomas over here, brand new, that some just came in. Let's go take a look and see if they're there." And then you start opening them up and turning them on. And guess what? What do you think happens then?
And they fall in love with one of them, they say.
Yeah, let them shop. Let them pick it out. How many times have you gone to a grocery store, or a shoe store, or clothing store, or electronics store with that one item in mind, and you leave with a bag full of other stuff? How many times in your personal life?
A lot.
Yeah. So do you think you're different from other customers?
No.
No, but we paint this picture as salespeople that he wants a brown truck only. He said he only wanted brown. "Oh, did you show him the other colors?" "Well, no, he wanted brown." So you let him leave? That's what you did. You let a customer leave that would have probably bought another color other than brown. Are there any other colors that you love? "Well, I do like white trucks, but this time I was thinking about getting that root beer color Tundra." "Well, shoot, we might have one in stock, even though you don't. Let's
Mhm.
go take a look." Next thing you know, you pull out this platinum pearl white truck, but it has the brown interior. Well, I was kind of hoping to at least get the brown interior. I don't necessarily have to have the brown exterior. Boom. Go back to selling. We are salespeople and we are the professionals. So when a customer says, "I'm looking for this Prius Prime," how hard is it to get a Prius Prime?
Yeah, they come rarely.
Rarely. "Oh, I
Yeah.
want a Prius Prime. That's the only one I want." "Oh, they're on a waiting list 6 months. I can put an order for you and we take a deposit." "No, I want to see one." "Well, we don't have one." "Okay, well, let me take your name and number down and da 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 da." You let your customer leave. As a manager, you're like, did you even try to sell them anything? Are we order takers or are we sale makers? Right, Daniel?
Mhm.
It may take
Showmakers.
it may take you 2 hours to finally get that up, and you're going to dismiss them like that? You kidding
Yeah.
me? No. You know what? Prius Primes are tough to get. I'm sure you know that. You probably didn't doing some research, but you know what? There's been times I thought, nope, we don't got nothing in stock, and I walk back here and there's one sitting there. You got a few minutes, Mr. Customer? My name's Daniel. Nice to meet you, Mike. Let's go take a look at our Priuses. There's a wall of them back here. No, no, no. But guess what? One catches his eye. Man, I really like that blue. Oh, man. Well, it's not a Prius Prime though, Mike. You said you only want a Prius Prime. I'll tell you what, since they have the same interiors, Mike, I'm going to pull this blue one out and start it up. How about we just drive this one and pretend like it's a Prius Prime so you can even get a feel if you even like it or not. We may wait 6 months for a Prius Prime and you get in it and you're like, I don't even fit in this thing, right? Let's
Yeah.
go back to selling. Let's start selling. And that's how you do it when you have something that they don't have in stock. If you don't have it in stock, what are your two options?
To offer them something similar, um, or sell them on something they didn't know they like, but
Yeah.
once they're there, they end up liking it.
Yeah. Your two options are you let them leave, take their number down, and hopefully to order something, or
Mhm.
you sell them something in stock. It's pretty simple. Now, if they don't like the Prius, they don't like the regular Prius, and they insist on a Prius Prime, at least you did a darn good job getting them to test drive it. You did a beautiful walk around, and now maybe you can get that order and that deposit. Mike, you know there's a wait, right? Yeah, I know there's a wait, Daniel. I did that before coming in, but thanks for at least showing me the Prius. I think I want to put in that order for that Prime. All right, come on in. It's super easy. The sooner you order it, the sooner you'll get it. If you think one's going to come in, it's not. So let's get your name on one. Boom, boom, boom. And then you got to sell in 6 months. But at least you did your darn hardest job to try to sell them something in stock. Okay? And don't give them options like, oh, we could dealer trade it. Well, guess what? Dealer trades are different nowadays. It's not as easy to get a nice piece of inventory from another dealership that they waited 6 months for.
Mhm.
So the more silly things you offer, the lower the chances of you selling them something now. Do you want the sale now or do you want to hope on a dealer trade? I want the sale
Yeah,
now.
you want to know.
So let's go shop my inventory because you may be asking for a Tundra, you might leave in a Sequoia. You might have come in for a Prius Prime, but I just sold you on a Highlander Prime or whatever, a plug in something else. So you got to put your selling shoes on. Okay, let's get to the objections. How to justify markups. This is tough because markups to customers is pure greed. It's greed.
Yeah.
Toyota says I should sell it for 50, the dealership's asking 55. Toyota says you should sell it for 60, you're asking 70. You got to figure out something. What do you say now?
Um, well, recently we haven't been getting that much markups, but it does come up from time to time. Um, I mean, I haven't come up with a good justification for it.
It's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough. I have another salesperson that we did a one-on-one that is coming out this season. He had like 30, what was the Kia van? The Kia Carnival, like 30 or 40 Kia Carnivals in stock, and they all had $3,000 markups. There's no rarity there. It's not like, oh, if they're hard to get, you got 30 right here, and they all have $3,000 markups. So what do? Right?
Yeah.
Mr. Customer, nobody likes the markups. But let me show you the vehicle. Put that on the back burner. Let me show you the vehicle. Let me show you why it's worth every penny that we're asking. Whether you pay it or not, let me at least show you the vehicle and you get right back into value building. So let's say the vehicle's worth 50 and you're asking 55. You better do a walk around meet and greet, all that stuff that surpasses 55, Daniel. It's on you if you want to get that big old voucher. It's on you. So you have to, if I could give you any advice that will help in any sale is if the vehicle's this price, you need to build value past it. You need to build value in yourself, the dealership, and the car. So if you have a $10,000 markup and the vehicle's $70,000 now, it was 60, now it's 70, you better do an $80,000 presentation.
Yeah.
That's the only
Makes
way you're
sense.
going to get the money is by going above and beyond and earning the extra money. Now, if you get back to the desk and they want to grind your face off, Hey, it happens. No customer lays down for a $10,000 markup unless it's an extremely rare vehicle. That's why the value building is so important. Because if you were selling something on selling something on Facebook Marketplace for $5,000 and the guy next to you has the same thing and it's $3,000, who am I going to go to first?
The $3,000.
What if the $3,000 guy doesn't have it anymore? Who am I going to go to now?
And you have no choice to go to the 5,000.
Okay, but he's got a $2,000 markup, right? So why is that customer in on your lot when he knew that there was a $5,000 markup? Because this one is gone. But he's going to say they're selling them over
Mhm.
here for $3,000 less or $2,000 less. Then why
Yeah,
would you drive here? You got to think that.
yeah.
Don't say it. Think it.
Mhm.
If it was $2,000 less or $10,000 less, what in the world made you want to come here? I want to buy the most expensive one. No, it's because that one is no longer there and now they have to come to you. So you better make them feel warm and fuzzy for spending that extra money. And the way I would get around it at first is, hey, no one likes markups, but let me at least just show you the vehicle and then we can deal with that later. You're going to delay it. And that's when you make it your time to shine. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't think about it like that. Like they're there for a reason. Like yeah,
Yeah,
makes
there
sense.
for a reason. And then you can downplay it. If they ask about it again, why is it so much? Why is it a 5,000 markup? We're actually the lower of it. There's dealerships out there that are marking up these new TRD Pro Tacomas 15,000. So you're going to downplay how big of a markup you have. So it looks smaller to them,
Mhm.
right? If this TRD Pro was $5,000, Mr. Customer MSRP, and I had a $5,000 markup and the truck was 10,000, would you buy it, Daniel?
No.
Huh? Think
Wait,
about
what?
think about what I just said. If this
Like you repeat it?
So let's say you're looking at a $55,000 uh, TRD Pro, okay?
Mhm.
And I have it marked up to 60. Kind of sucks, right? But what if I was selling that same TRD Pro for $5,000 and it had a $5,000 markup and it was 10,000 now? Would you buy it?
Yeah.
Why? Why would you buy it at $10,000 with a $5,000 markup, but not at 55 and a $5,000 markup?
Wait, that's kind of that's kind of messing with my brain.
Okay, I'm going to explain it to you because it is tricky.
Yeah.
Okay. The reason why someone is okay with spending a $5,000 markup on a $5,000 TRD Pro is because the out the door is only going to be $10 or $12,000, right?
Mhm.
And the truck is worth 50 or 60. So that's a no-brainer. If I said this TRD Pro is only $10,000, would you buy it right now?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's only 12,000, like you said.
Yeah, so the value of the vehicle is 60, but I'm
Yeah.
selling it to you for 12. It's a
Yeah.
no-brainer, right?
Yeah. No brainer.
Okay, so you're okay with the $5,000 markup when it was only $10,000 total, right?
Mhm.
So you're okay with paying a markup if the vehicle was cheaper, but you're not okay with paying a markup when the vehicle's 55 to 60. It's because I haven't made that vehicle worth, in their mind, worth more than the 65 that I'm asking. I have to surpass it. So you see the value in buying a TRD Pro at 10, but you don't see the value in buying it at 65 because I haven't built the value yet. If you thought this TRD Pro was going to be $100,000, Mr. Customer, and you came in and you saw it for 65, would you buy it?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you thought it was 100 grand and now you
Mhm.
see it for 65, even though the markup is in that 65, you'd buy it like that.
Yeah.
So you're okay with the $5,000 markup if you see the value, correct?
Correct.
Let me show you the value and why we're asking that 5,000. Let
Okay.
me do my job and show it to you. If you don't see the value in it, don't buy it from me. But let me show you why we have the markup. And that's when you go to work. Okay?
Yeah,
And-
I was confused at first because when I heard um 12,000 for a TRD Pro, I was like, wait, what? I was like,
But if it was
yeah,
$12,000
yeah,
for a
yeah,
brand new TRD Pro, you'd buy it like that.
yeah, yeah.
So if a truck is worth 100 but you're selling it for 65, you'd buy it like that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm asking. I'm asking
Mhm.
$65,000 with my markup. Let me show you why it's worth 100 grand. Let's
Yeah,
go
that's a
for a
good
test
idea.
drive. And yeah, you're selling them, but man, you got to do what you got to do to earn that markup because do you get paid
Mhm.
on the markup?
Yeah, most likely, yeah.
$5,000 markup to a salesperson is 1250 if you're at 25%. So not only do you get 1250 for the markup commission, but you get the commission on the truck itself. So you can make 2 grand by using this, using words. Okay. All right. Keep moving. We're almost at an hour, dude. This is crazy. Okay, objections to not wanting to trade in. Okay. So people they'll say like, "No, I think I'm going to keep it," right? Just say there's two types of people. There's people that say they want to keep it before you give them a number. Those ones are easy. Nah, we're going to keep it. You guys won't give us enough for it. You just tell them, hey, let's do this. Let's get a value on it, and then you can decide if you want to trade it in or not. I'll give you a structure with no trade and one with trade, and then you can decide. Those ones are easy because you can just say, if you don't want to trade it in, buy this one. If you want to trade it in, you buy it this one, right? It's the ones that you showed them the number that are tougher. Like, oh, my trade's only worth 10 grand. Man, I was hoping to get 15. How many times have we heard that in our career?
A
A
lot. I've
lot.
seen it a lot.
It's a lot of times. So that is when it comes down to having the information from your manager. Mr. Manager, I'm not asking you, I'm not saying you hit it hard at 10,000, but give me some ammo of why you hit it at 10 so when I go back to my customer I can tell him why my boss gave him 10. Because when you drive a vehicle for a long time, you stop seeing the flaws. You stop seeing the scratches. You stop seeing the chip in the windshield. You stop hearing the squeaky stuff. So when my manager puts a number on your vehicle, Mr. Customer, these are the things that we have to address. There's a crack in the windshield. It sounds like something's squealing in there. And so taking all these things into consideration, that's why he gave you 10. I understand you want 15 and it would probably be worth 15 if it was in perfect shape. If it was in perfect shape, you're probably right on the money. But in its current condition and in our current market, it's worth 10. But before you say yes or no to the 10, let me put it on paper. Let me get you some payments, and then you can determine if you want to trade it or not. But before you say no, let me finish my job.
Mhm.
So what I do for my sales guys is I give them the ammunition of why I hit it the trade at 10 or 12 or whatever number. Because it's always less than the customer wants. Trade-ins are always less.
Yeah. They
And I've
never
told
really had
yeah,
that.
it's always less. It's always a battle on trade-ins. So I would tell my customers when I was in sales, trade-ins are the toughest part of my job. I've never had a customer jump for joy when they saw their trade-in. It's always a grind, Mr. Customer. And they're like, "Oh yeah, I know." I go, "It's never happened. No one said, "Yippee, I got the number I wanted." 0 times. So knowing that, I already knew before I sat down that you were going to have a problem with my $10,000 trade-in. But hear me out. This is why my manager told me this is why I have to give you the 10, but before you say yes or no to the 10, let me work the rest of your deal. Let me factor in the payoff. Let me factor in the interest rate. Let me factor in all the information so I can come back to you with the exact interest rate, the exact payment down to the penny, and then you can tell me yes or no. Fair? All right, cool. Now that moves right into credit. Reluctant to get credit. If you
Mhm.
ask for credit, you're going to get a remember, silly questions, silly answers. Let's
Yeah.
run your credit. Can I run your credit? No, you're not running my credit. But what you do and how I do it, it's such a smooth transition and it's almost 100% closing ratio on getting credit is listen, after I go through that whole spiel I just did, let me finish my job. I'm going to gather some very basic information. Don't worry, it doesn't wreck your credit, and it's going to allow me to get the exact interest rate, exact payment down to the penny, so that way you know what you're dealing with 100% because I don't want to send you off with wrong information. If you're truly going to spend a tremendous amount of money here and have a payment, I want to get you the correct information. So let me pull up my little app. I'm not saying credit app, I'm saying app, and let's start plugging in. Well, is that going to hurt my credit? It's not going to mess it up, right? Now, is there going to be an inquiry on your credit? Absolutely. Now, if you go from here to this dealership, to this dealership, to this dealership, to that dealership, and you keep running your credit over and over, your scores will go down. But I'm not wrecking your credit here. I just want to get you the right information. All right. Who's going to go on it? Is it both of you guys, Mr. and Mrs., or just you? Oh, it's both of us. Okay, let me borrow your license. Let me borrow your insurance cards. Let me plug this in. When I do that exact thing, I almost never get a rebuttal that says no. It is the smoothest operating close for credit ever. Now, if you get a customer that doesn't want to run credit, you need to think about why. Why don't they want to run credit? They're embarrassed of it. The guy that has the 800 credit score is not embarrassed of it. He's going to tell you got an 800 credit score. Now, Mr. Customer, I know you got 800 credit and you're not necessarily wanting to run your credit, but hear me out. I've had 800 credit scores get declined. I've had 800 credit scores uh, get a higher rate because they look at more than just the score of the banks nowadays. They look at the whole credit file. They look at everything. Don't worry, it's not going to wreck your score, not going to wreck your credit, but let me get you to that exact payment or the exact interest rate and payment down to the penny. It works on everybody. Oh, okay, fair enough. Now, the guy that doesn't want to run his credit is probably has bad credit. And this is what I would tell him. Whether you have good credit or bad credit, it doesn't matter to me. You know who it matters to? The bank and our deal structure. And I know you're wanting to fight on me on all these numbers, but let's do this. Let's get your information in and let's get an approval first. I know you want to grind on me on everything, but let's get an approval first and make sure we can get an interest rate and an affordable payment. Because guess what? I've had customers that have grinded my face off for 30, 40 minutes to get $1,000 off or $1,500 off. And then we get them approved and they're like, I can't afford that a payment. I can't, there's no way I could do that. So what was all this grinding for if we can't even do the payment?
Mhm.
Don't grind me here. Let me grind the bank for you because that works on people that have tough credit. They think if I get the price really low, they're going to get approved easier. Sometimes it's the opposite. If they grind too much and the dealership has a big bank fee, that we can't do the deal now. So there's a lot to that. But when they don't want to run their credit, ask them, and they truly are in that. Let's say my close doesn't work. Ask them why. Why are you reluctant to see all the information down to the penny? Well, I don't want to run my credit because it's going to mess up my score. No, it's not. It's not going to mess up your score. We don't run your credit to all these banks. We run it to the ones that we know will get you approved, right? I don't want to run my credit because I'm not buying the car today. You're going to have all kinds of objections. I'm not asking you to buy the car today, but you are. You're just not telling them yet. I'm not
Mhm.
asking you to buy the car. What I'm asking for is a little bit more of your time so I can get you the right information so you can make an educated decision. You're going to have to watch this in slow
Mhm.
motion, Daniel,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
because
I'm gonna be rewatching this, replaying this on the way to
be,
work.
because your questions for a new guy are actually really good. They're
Mhm.
good and they're tough. That's why
Yeah,
we're going over a little bit an hour, but
because
are you
like
okay?
yeah, yeah, I'm good. Because in BDC, like you see some of the notes that like the sales guys put. Those
Mhm.
are like the most common objections I see, like from the sales guys. So I just want to be a little bit more
Yep.
prepared for that.
So listen to this. Common objections are for common salespeople. If
Mhm.
you haven't figured out how to get past common objections, you're not a sales titan. You're just an average salesperson that's still struggling. I've been in the car business 10 years, and then you look at their notes and you're like, you've been in the car business 10 years, you can't get over someone that doesn't want to run their credit? You haven't learned a thing.
Yeah.
So time and experience are two different things. Or you listen to this episode over and over and over till you get those word tracks down that Kyle was saying, and then you have 22 years, 24 years of sales experience, and I've only been on the job for a week. That is a sales titan that can overcome any objection. Throw an objection at me, and I will find a way to get around it. It may not be the smoothest way because sometimes even I stumble with customers. Customers catch me off guard sometimes,
Mhm.
right? With these weird scenarios. But I promise you, I will find a way to close that deal with that customer or get them to the point where I got an approval. Now, if I get a decline because they have tough credit and they're 20 grand buried, that's not my fault. I closed them all the way up until this their fault.
Yeah.
Okay. So you can't beat yourself up on those deals. Okay.
Mhm.
Make sure you take it easy on yourself. I have a lot of salespeople, a lot of feedback that, man, I did all that work. I couldn't get them approved. Okay. That's okay. That part wasn't your fault. But did you learn anything on the way up to that point? Well, yeah, there's your experience. There's your commission for the day. I know you didn't sell a car, but don't be so hard on yourself. Make sure you're learning from all these experiences. So next time we pick out the right car with the right kind of miles, because in your needs assessment, you found out that he has tough credit, right? These little things that you pick up on customers. Look at their car they drove in. Is it beat up? You know, maybe they don't have the greatest credit, but we sell a lot of those people. But you got a guy that's saying, "Yeah, I just started my new job 2 weeks ago. I do lawn care." Okay, is that the young kid that you're going to show a $60,000 Tundra to?
No.
Generally, there's going to be that one kid that's been saving since he was 14. He's got 40 grand down. Those are the anomalies. But for the most part, yeah, I just started working out of high school. Yeah, let's go look at trucks. Yeah, I got this $80,000 Platinum Tundra. Oh, can you think I can get my payments to 250? Right? Don't bring that. Now, you can bring it to the desk if he's got 60 grand down.
Yeah.
Or no, he would need more than that. He would need 75 grand down. So that's part of the needs assessment too. Can you get to 250 on an $80,000 Tundra? Absolutely. You just need 75,000 down. Do you got that? Well, I got 500 down. We need to go shopping
No.
for something else. Because if
Yeah.
you get that guy all the way to finance and you know that he will only need to be at 250, that's your fault. You weren't savvy enough to break him down earlier and build that rapport and do that
Mhm.
needs assessment, okay? And if he says, "Well, why are you asking all these questions about my income and my job time?" Because I don't want to sell you the wrong truck or get you through the process with your hopes up and then have a decline. I'm very accurate when I sell my customers because I ask questions, okay? Okay. Verbiages to this is fun, man. It's like rapid fire. You got good questions though. Okay, stuck on an out the door price or monthly payments. This is tough because customers have budgets. They always have a budget. My budget on a car is 400 bucks. I'm always wanting to be at 400. It's been in my brain for years. I want to be at 400 bucks a month if I finance a car. That's just my number. It's something about it. Cars are way more than that nowadays. The average car is 25, 30, $35,000 for a pre-owned and probably 40, 50 for a new car. How can a man obtain a $400 payment on that? So you have to be very careful when you're doing a walk around and you're doing that needs assessment to try to get the information of what they're trying to pay, but you don't want to prejudge because you never know how much money they have down. So one thing you can do is ask, "Are you guys financing the current car you're in?" "Yeah, we're financing that." "Oh, okay, cool. If you don't mind me asking, what's the payment?" "Oh, it's about 450." So you got to assume in your head that's kind of their comfort zone. Now, people will always pay more than their comfort zone if they see the value. If they can't live without it, they'll pay 650. But that's where the value has to surpass the price. Because if the vehicle's great enough, here's their 450 payment, and they want to be there on this new car, but it's impossible with no money down. It's going to be 700 easily. You better do a good job of selling that vehicle and setting them up for success. Yeah, we have most of our customers when they buy these vehicles with no down, it's $600-700 a month. But my goal for you is to try to get it as low as possible. You planted a tiny seed. Oh, that's too much. It is a lot, but let me go to work for you if you know that's the vehicle they want because now you can try to bump them. There's a lot of things on that. But let's say you're at the desk and it's 650 a month and your boss says that we can't go any lower and they want to be at 550, right? That's a tough one. Folks, this is what when you see these vehicles on the road, this is what the payment is. No one's leaving in here in a brand new uh, Sequoia with a 550 payment. It's 650, 750 a month. When you see them on the road, you know that that's what they're paying because that's how we sell them. Unless you have a tremendous amount of money down that you want to put, oh, we only have 2,000. Well, let me do this. Let me work with that 2,000 and see if there's any way to get the payment down. And then you show that customer that you're trying to go back and forth a little bit, You may go into the sales office and be like, "Listen, I know 650 is the lowest with 2,000 down, but I need to vent with you for a little bit. Okay, I'm going to go back. Yeah, 650 is the best number. Let's do this." And you try to break down their budget. I did the budget close before. Why are you stuck at 450 when you know the cost of vehicles are going up? 450 was 10 years ago on a Sequoia or 20 years
Mhm.
ago. And you try to get the answers out of them. Well, we're just trying to budget because we're going to have another kid down the road and we just don't want to get caught up in it. Okay. That's good. That's good information. So are you saying you could afford 650 right now? Well, technically, yeah, but when we have a kid, we won't be able to. Or our kid's going to start, summer school and we can't afford 650. How about we do this, Mr. Customer? When your kid starts summer school or whatever and you have that higher payment on that, why don't we refinance it? How about we get with a credit union and refinance that vehicle and get it down to that 450? Well, you can do that, right? You need to be a someone that gives them solutions. Okay, Daniel? We just closed a guy at 890, 890 that wanted to be at 700. And I used the refinance close. I said, "Listen, you're going to have to bite the bullet for 6 months. Two things are going to happen. Your credit's going to go up, which means you're going to get a better interest rate when you refinance it. But you've made six payments at 890, which means your balance is now lower. So not only are you going to go into the bank or the credit union to get a lower interest rate, but now your balance is that much lower. So you're going to have a payment probably lower than you want it now." I said, and I kind of went over that for a little bit. And he said, "All right, give me a second to talk about it." He flagged me and the sales guy down, and he's like, "All right, let's do it." It worked.
That's a good one.
It works. But you can't, remember I was saying in the beginning, you can't get stumped by the
Mhm.
customer.
Yeah.
Now, if someone says, "I want to be at 650," and you have no solution for them, you have no solution. Oh man, I can't get to 650. What's their next thing they're going to say?
What they're not gonna want to buy the
Yeah, they're going to
vehicle.
leave. All right,
Yeah.
we're going to think about it. But if you start brainstorm, don't be afraid to brainstorm with them. Let's break down the budget. You can always refinance it. Do you have more money down? Do you have a relative that's willing to co-sign so we can get that payment lower? And when you see them on the road, people are paying 650. You got to be okay with a little bit higher payment if you want the nicer vehicle. Now, I can sell you the one that will get you to 450. That little Highlander out there that had cloth. Oh, I don't want that, right? Well, that's what 450 gets you. Well, I want this one. Then you got to step up to the payment. I've done everything I can. The bank's done everything I can. You have everyone saying yes. You're even saying yes inside, but you're not doing it.
Mhm.
How about we stop thinking about it and you take, you make your deal and you start enjoying your vehicle. Don't be so hard on yourself and start enjoying your vehicle. The out the door price one, Daniel, is tough because they might only have that much money or they're being real firm. Get me to 34 out the door, I'll take it. Well, I'm at 39 out the door. If you want to be at 34, we got to find a different truck. Well, I want this truck. Well, if you want this truck, this is what it takes to buy it. This is why you came to our dealership because we're very transparent in how we do business. If I had 5,000 more dollars to give up, that means I probably have 10,000 more. 'Cause I just don't have that kind of money in these vehicles. It's
Mhm.
everything's volume sales now. The manufacturers have clipped our wings with profit. So if you want to buy this vehicle, it's going to cost 39 grand. Is there anything that we can pay for the rest with? A Visa card that you get points on and remember, I'm trying to give them solutions. Would you be okay with financing a little bit? What kind of rates you got? Be the solution maker, not just the guy that says I can't get to 34. I'm at
Mhm.
39. Give them something. Work with them. And you can tell them, let's brainstorm. Okay, asking about payments or down payments. How do your guys' when your sales manager gives you a structure, is it a structure of just out the door or does he have payments on it?
Well, I actually haven't gotten there yet. I'm barely gonna start my training like next week or in the next 2 weeks.
Okay. Payments are a little bit easier because you can just say, hey, let's get all the information and let's get your information in the system. Don't worry, it doesn't wreck your credit. Let's figure out some payments. That's pretty easy.
Mhm.
Down payment is you just tell them what you think. No, you tell them what the bank normally wants to see. And normally a
Mhm.
rule of thumb is 10 to 20%. So let's say you have a vehicle for $50,000. How much is 10% down?
5,000,
5,000. So just remember that rule of thumb.
10 to 20.
If it's 40,000, I need four. Now the reason why
Something that they'll probably actually train me on, huh?
they might train you on that, or they might not. But if you want to make more gross, you need to start getting down payment
Mhm.
because the banks are going to cut you back with tough credit. But if you have a ton of money down, you won't get cut back on your the price. So the reason why I say 10 to 20% is because they'll usually ante up the smaller amount. So if a vehicle's is we use round numbers. If a vehicle is $100,000, how much is 10%?
Wait, how much did you say it was?
$100,000 vehicle, how much is
About
10%?
10 grand,
How much is 20%?
20 grand.
Okay, so when you're doing that structure and you're saying, hey, banks usually ask for 10 to 20%. This vehicle is 100 grand, so they're going to ask for 10 or 20,000 down. It's kind of the rule of thumb. What can you put down? Usually they'll say, "Oh, I could do the 10 or I could do the 5." But you see how I got it out of that customer?
Mm.
I asked for a big amount and I get something. Or they say I could do 20. I was thinking about doing 20, or I was actually going to put 30,000 down. Okay, excellent. So don't ask for down payment because they think it's going to the dealership's profit, even though it doesn't. That's what customers think. Oh, he wants down payment so he makes more money. No. But if you say the banks need it, the banks typically ask for 10 to 20% down on a $50,000 vehicle that's between five and $10,000. What were you thinking about putting down? And guess what? All of a sudden, they don't want to grind you on price anymore because they're laser focused on crap, I don't have 5,000 down. Well, what can you put down? 2,500 bucks. Okay. Let me work with the 2,500 bucks and see what kind of payments we can get. Okay. Let's get some basic information. Doesn't wreck your credit. All right. Boom, boom. Are you going to register it in and your wife's name or just your name? Okay. You see how it's all coming together?
Yeah, you're selling me a car right now. I go to.
It comes together when you can be the master mind behind it. They came to you, Daniel, because you're the professional. They don't know what they're doing. They'll put up a front. Oh yeah, I buy cars all the time. You don't. You haven't bought as many cars as I've sold. I'm the pro here. Let me get my cigar. I'm the pro, right? You're the customer is the amateur. No matter how many cars they bought in their lifetime, a salesman will, even the worst salesman will have sold more cars than that customer's ever purchased. So you're the professional. Remember that when you're sitting down at the numbers, we're telling the customer how to buy the car. We're not asking the customer to buy the car. Banks usually ask for 10 to 20% down on this vehicle. That'd be between five and 10,000. What were you thinking, Daniel?
Wait, go again.
I'm losing you, Daniel. You're
You
having
were.
an overload. Banks usually ask for 10 to 20% down, and this vehicle is 50,000 bucks, so that'd be five to 10,000 down.
Oh yeah,
What kind
five
of
to
down
10K.
payment? What do you got?
I got 8K.
8K. All right, perfect. I'm going to work with the 8K and we'll figure out what the payments are going to be. Boom, 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 and you see how it works. Okay. Using incentives. Any questions?
Um, no, we're good.
All
Let's
right.
keep going.
We're an hour and 15 minutes. We're going over, but man, you have a good list, so I want to hit them all. Okay, how to use incentives to sell. You don't want to talk about incentives too early because you start sounding desperate for the sale.
Mhm.
You want to build the value in you, the dealership, and the product. Okay. So what is the word? Oh yeah, here we go. So this is how you do it. Do you love the dealership you work at?
I do. I
Do
like
you
working there.
do you love the thought or do you love selling cars?
I feel like I am going
Okay.
to.
Do you love the Toyota product?
Yes, I own a Toyota,
Okay,
and
so
so does my
listen,
family.
the three L's. This is new on this episode. I've never talked about this before. This is for when I was doing your notes, I thought about the three L's and the three B's. This is an exclusive Daniel one-on-one. The three L's and the three B's. So a salesperson to be successful needs to love their job, love their career, love the dealership they work at, and love the product they sell. The three L's. Love their job slash career, love the dealership they work at, and love the product. Because the customer requires those three things to buy. They need to run into somebody that loves their job, that has charisma, that cares about where they work. They need to find that guy that can, because have you ever ran into that employee that loves their job?
Yeah,
Aren't they a delight to be around?
yeah,
Yeah. And then you've also ran into the guy that hates their job.
Yeah,
and
you
you
don't want to be around
and you want to run from them.
them. Yeah.
So for a customer to buy, they need to meet a guy that loves his job. For a customer to buy, they need a guy that loves where he works. Oh, I'm making some weird symbols. For a customer to buy, they need a guy that loves his product. I don't even know what the heck I'm doing here. Okay? So three L's: love your job, love your dealership, love your product. For them to buy into you, buy into the dealership, and finally buy your product. If you don't like your dealership, but you love Toyota, but you hate where you work, you're going to be average. If you love selling cars, but you hate Toyota, you're going to be average. If you hate your dealership, but you love selling cars, but you hate Toyota, you're going to be average. You have to love all three things because it comes out of your pores. Oh, I love where I work. Yeah, I love my manager. I don't want to marry him, but he's just such an easy guy to work for, and this is why I like bringing deals to him. I'm glad you came to met me because that's my manager. He makes it so easy, and I love Toyotas. Like it comes out of your pores. And when you have the three L's, then you get the three B's, which is buy, buy, buy. Love, 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 buy, buy, buy. And you're going to see more successes. Okay. So how to use the incentives to sell is first you have to build that. Don't talk about it early because you sound desperate. You have to remember, go back to building that value. Because if you build the value this much and you've never talked about incentives, now they already see the value in the $50,000 truck. They already see the value. You've presented a $60,000 vehicle and it's 50. They see the value. Well, guess what? When you go inside and you say, "I got 3 grand for you. I got $3,000 in incentives for you."
Mhm.
We didn't keep it. My boss wanted to keep it. I said, give it to that customer. Oh man, thanks, Daniel. Thanks. All right, where do I sign? So, so incentives, you got to sandbag them. Now, if the customer asks on the lot, which they do, what are the incentives? You can say there's a plethora of incentives. And if I print out the sheet at my desk, it's about that long. Are you a firefighter? Are you a college student? Are you this and that? Are you this and this? Are you returning leasee? Are you a new customer? Are you financing with Toyota Financial? There's a plethora of it, and I don't want to misquote you because you might qualify for some of those. So let's find the right vehicle, and I'll get you every incentive possible. I will forward you every dollar I can get from Toyota. I used to say that with my Alfa Romeo and Maserati customers, and I used to full pop them, and that's hard to do. I would tell them if they asked, if I wouldn't bring it up. Oh, this thing has great incentives. Well, I didn't ask. Oh, you lowered your value of the car already. I would tell them if when they asked, listen, I don't know the exact number, even though I do, but I promise you this, we won't keep a penny of it. I will forward you every single penny I can get from the manufacturer to you. Every penny. Oh, thanks, Kyle. All right, let's go check this vehicle out without saying a number. So if
Mhm.
you bring up incentives early, you're kind of cheap selling your vehicle. You're already talking about, oh, it's got $3,000 off, thinking that's going to get them to buy. But what gets a customer to buy is showing them how awesome the car is, showing them everything. Because if you're a darn good salesman, you can sell a Prius Prime with no incentives, or you can sell a Prius Prime with incentives. The incentives don't change it. It's you that
Mhm.
change it. It's the value that you provide to change it. It's the experience you provide. It's the 11 steps of the sale that you provide. It's the whole thing. And then when you finally sit down and you've built this much value of 50,000, but you know that the truck's 42 and there's $5,000 in incentives, or Toyotas are pretty low on incentives, but because that's a hot product. But
Yeah.
let's say it's 42, you built $50,000 worth of value and there's only a $500 incentive. You still go out there with 100% belief in that structure. I was able to get you 500 bucks off. Typically, we got nothing. I told my boss, don't you spare a dollar. We're not keeping anything. I want to earn this guy's business. 500 bucks, that's it. They usually don't have anything. A lot of dealerships try to keep that stuff, even though they can't keep rebates. You can still use that as a verbiage. But now, where I can save you a lot of money, Mr. Customer, is on the interest rate. So let's get that information real quick. Boom, boom, boom. Don't worry, it doesn't wreck your credit. Boom, boom, boom. So using incentives to sell is actually not a good thing. You don't want to use incentives to sell
Mhm.
because you're already cheap selling your car before you've built value. And I fell into that trap back in my early days. when cars had $5,000 in rebates. I knew they had $5,000 in rebates, but the customer didn't. And yet I'm out here spitting it all out there. Oh yeah, it's got $5,000 off. Oh, okay, cool. That doesn't build value. They want to know, does that car meet all their wants and needs? And when they ask, does it have any incentives? Absolutely it does. There's a ton of incentives. If I print it out, it's 2 pages. And what we need to do is make sure you qualify for as many as we can get. I will give you every dollar I can get on this vehicle, but I want to make sure it's the right vehicle. So, rewinding a little bit, how to use incentives to sell? Let's not use incentives to sell.
Mhm.
Let's use incentives to make that customer feel even that more warm and fuzzy when now we present the numbers with those incentives in it. So now we use the incentives to close, not to sell.
Like just the cherry on top.
It's a cherry on top.
Yeah.
So check this out. What is your dream vehicle?
Um, I'll probably say a GTR
Okay, how much is a GTR?
over 100K.
Let's say it's 120K for math purposes, okay? And you came into the dealership and Daniel finally saved up 80 grand to put down and is ready to buy his car, his dream car, okay? And the salesman came out and he opened the car and he started yapping about incentives and all this stuff. Is that anything on your mind when you're coming to look at that car?
No, you just want to
No,
see the
it's
car.
your dream car, man. You're going there to check it out. I want to hear it. I want to drive it. I want to do this and that. And this salesman's already yapping about how much money he can save you. He's not a salesman. He's a giveaway artist. He's an order taker. No one asks for incentives when they go buy a Lamborghini or a Bugatti. What kind of incentives you got? No, because the value is already there at $250,000 or $750,000. Do you guys take any money off these Lamborghinis? No, we don't, man. I wish we could, but we don't. But where I can save you some money is on the financing side while I'm paying cash. Well, we can weigh out both. We can weigh out both. We can see what it means to keep your money, that $750,000 in your bank versus financing it, right? So if you were to go in and check out that Nissan GTR, you don't want to hear about incentives. You want to hear about that car. Now, let's say that salesman did a killer job and you saw the total value at 120,000 bucks. And then you sat down with them and he's like, "Oh, I forgot. I'll be right back. I got 5 grand on this car to give you." What? It's only 115? Yep. He already had the incentive. He just didn't spit it out right away. He knew because he was good that I'm going to surprise this guy at the end with 5 Gs. Or you could say, I think there's some cash on it. I mean, if you're going to hold me to the fire, I think there's 2 or 3 grand on this GTR, but let's test drive it, Daniel, and see how you like it, and then I'll go in and fight for you. Daniel, I got you 5 grand. All right. I'm going to put 80 grand down. Let's do this. Sandbag those incentives. Sandbag them. Don't be so quick to talk about them because
Yeah.
you're making the car cheap. You're making it sound less valuable to them. Throw it in at the end. And that's exactly what I used to do with the Alfa Romeo and the Maserati. I was able to get you, that was a verbiage. And when they ask about incentives, I'll get you every single penny I possibly can from the manufacturer. I'll get whatever I can do, it's yours. That doesn't sound like a sleazy salesman trying to make a bunch of money. That
Yeah.
sounds like a salesman that's trying to earn their business and give them everything he's got. And then I do this beautiful walk around. I don't wreck their credit. I get them payments. I ask them for 10 or 20% down. They love me. I ask for the Google review. I got a friend forever on Facebook. We went a little over, Daniel. I'm sorry if it
Yeah.
took up a little more of your time, but
No, no, that was great. That was a lot of good info.
you you asked for the 11 steps of the
I
sale.
asked for it.
The 11 steps of the sale honestly could be its own episode. And I think I've actually have an episode or training. But you had great questions. And the next thing you need to do is role play. Do you have anybody at the dealership that is like-minded that wants to go to that next level?
Not that I know yet. Oh, actually, yeah, there's a internet guy. Um, he actually kind of vouched for me to go to sales. I can probably like do some practice with him.
There you go. And tell them, hey, um, I really want to be a good salesman.
And
And
my BDC manager as well.
Yeah, you just
She's also vouching for me.
just be honest with them. I really
Yeah,
want to be a good salesman. I don't want to sound like a doofus. Can we do some role playing? And you can be the toughest customer on the planet. Let me stumble through it, and I'm going to sound like an idiot. I'm going to do meet and greets, and I'm going to do all this stuff. But practice makes perfect. Do you remember my analogy about the basketball game? Practice before the game starts.
yeah,
That is what I'm talking about. Practice with those people. So when you finally get that customer, how you doing? My name's Daniel, and you are? Oh, Mike, and this is Cheryl, and who's this little one? Oh, shoot, he bites. Not, I'm just
yeah.
playing around. You're right, but you're having fun. But look at, I got a smile out of you, and the more you can get a customer to smile and have fun and let their guard down, the more money and more cars you're going to sell. Okay. All right, hour and a half. Anything else, Daniel?
No, I think we're all good. I think I just need to go through that over and over again.
Well, I appreciate you booking a one-on-one with me. I'm always here for you. You can message me anytime, and I'm glad that you're excited about the car business. It's nice meeting people that are excited about the car business. And tomorrow, are you at the dealership tomorrow?
Yeah. Oh no, actually no, not till Friday.
Okay, Friday when you go in with a new excitement. Friday when you go in with the sales titan attitude that to be the best, I gotta act like the best. I gotta do the things that are out of my comfort zone and pretend like I'm watching. Oh, Kyle's watching from a camera or something. And do Kyle things, do sales titan things, and you're gonna make it. I promise you, Daniel. You can message me anytime.
Alrighty then. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you, man.
Have a wonderful night, man. I
You too.
appreciate the one-on-one. Good questions.
Have a good night.
See ya.